that love taking over.
Hey YouTube fam, it's your girl Leah back again with another video. In today's video, as you can see from the title, is a crochet hair install. But today's crochet hair install is something you guys have been asking for. It's another human hair crochet hair install. Now, this hair was sent to me from a company called Wicked. It's a UK-based beauty online store that sells a lot of hair that's easily accessible to those over in the European markets. It's also accessible to us over here. Just a little bit of shipping time, but it's accessible to us over here. It's a company I've worked with before, and I have so many of you guys out there who follow me from the UK and say, I love everything you review, but I can't find anything that you're talking about. Nothing you're talking about is here, but I just watch you to show support, and I feel so bad that I want to review an actual beauty supply store that you guys have over there and that we can buy from as well over here in the States. So today's hair is human hair, like I said, and it is pretty expensive. I think I probably will put in the title. So I'm letting you guys know up front, this is not your $20 hair. This ain't you gonna spend a total of $25 for this hair. Now, like I said, this hair was sent to me from Wicked, but I'm gonna keep it real in this video, like I always do. This hair, per bundle of 16 inches, so this hair on the site is known as the beach curl. I have it in a color. I'll explain the coloring in a moment, but this is what one bundle or one kind of portion or quantity of the hair comes. I have 5 quantities of it, and I have it in the ombre blonde color. However, I did color this hair, so I'm inserting a clip right now of how the hair came when I got it, and then I took some time to try to color it a little bit. I was trying to get it closer to my hair color. You know, I have a kind of 30, so I used the color of my own hair, which is a 4RC by Clairol. That's the hair dye that I use to color my own hair. So I was trying to color this hair. It did change a bit, so it's not as blonde. It is more of a kind of, you still see the blondness in it, but one of these bad boys cost £100. Now, £100, that's UK. I have 5 of them, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would be £500. I did the conversion of what that is in US dollars. That is 610 US dollars as of today, because I know currency conversions differ, you know, day by day, month by month, but that's 610 US dollars. I have $610 worth of hair in my head that I'm going to install for you today. Like this, it doesn't look like so much. I mean, when I saw it, I was like a little concerned, like, is this going to be enough? And I was assured 5 bundles is going to be enough for a full head. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to install this human hair. I will take it off so you can kind of see what one looks like. This is what one looks like. It is kind of on a strand that looks like this. It's very thin. You guys can see. So this is kind of the top of the hair. So there is no splitting this hair for me because it is a thread that leads to, if you guys can see, like 2 ends of the hair. It's very unique. I've never seen anything like this. I don't know how I'm going to loop it. It's going to be an interesting install that I'm going to take you along the journey of. But again, I'll be telling y'all, human hair crochet hair is expensive, but I'm going to install and tell you guys my honest opinion on this beach curl 100% human hair from Wicked. If you want to see my full install on this, just keep watching. First, a closer look at my braid down. As per usual, I have 10 braids going straight back, coalescing into a little sewn up bun in the back. My braid pattern, as per usual, was done by my mother. So a closer look at that hair, and again, the string in the middle is something you're going to need to be cognizant of as you're installing. But I'm going to go through my normal process, push the crochet needle through my braid, attach the middle of the hair, which essentially is where that string is, to the hook, pull it through so a loop is created, and then pull the hair through twice. With this hair and that string, it's more important than ever to pull right in the middle. Sometimes you can get away with one side being a bit longer, but with this hair, because of that string, and if you see how I do it with this strand, if you don't pull it directly through the dead center, so how you see a little bit of the string is hanging a bit, if you don't pull it through right in the middle, you're going to be left with a little bit of the string showing. So if you can see right there, piece of the string is showing because I didn't pull directly through the middle. With a lot of hair, especially hair that's a solid color, you don't have to be directly dead center. With this hair, you need to be dead center because it will show the string, unfortunately. So you have to pull directly through the middle of the loop so that that string can be concealed. And in these first few clips, you might be like, Leah, you're leaving a lot of space in between each strand of hair. And it's because honestly, I did not think this was going to be enough hair. I was very skeptical about how little the hair looked on it. And the fact that I could not split this hair had me like, let me just go ahead and install kind of sporadically and then go in and fill in the gaps. But as you'll see, this was more than enough hair, but I'm really going to continue this process all throughout my head. Once I got the hang of things, it was a pretty easy install. The one thing, again, I had to be cognizant of though was pulling it directly through the middle. You cannot leave a little bit here, a little bit there, like 90% hanging this side, 10% over. You have got to be dead center in order to appropriately hide that string. I again could not split this hair in the front, so I do not invisible knot fully in the front. What I do is I do the same process I've been doing in the back, which is pulling the strands through equally both. So I do the same process from beginning to end on this install simply because of how this hair is structured. I want to point out something I noticed when I was kind of feeling the hair. If you can see, there's like some flyaways. From this angle, it's harder to see. When I turn to the side, if you can see in the top left, some hair has some flyaways. So I wanted to inspect the hair a little bit further to see where that could be coming from. And I noticed on many, if not all of the strands of hair, there's like little strands that are like flying away off the side, almost as if some hair has been cut, but it's so bluntly cut that I'm almost like it had to be manufactured this way. And it's on both sides too, just a few strands. That was a little strange. I wish every strand kind of went all the way fully down because it does create, as you can see, a little bit of a flyaway situation in my hair, which, of course, as I go through, kind of diminishes and you can kind of lay that down. But it is something I did notice and wanted to point out with this install.
Now that love's taking over, I'm 100% sure that it's here to stay. I ain't got no issues standing in my way. I ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere. So make it official. We ain't getting no younger, baby. When I'm ready to be with you, together for always. Don't have this to hold through sickness and through health. I go crazy, baby. Can you live with it? Loving me for life. To have it home forever. Baby, ride or die. Let's do what's hard. Let's make it last forever. Are you ready to be happy, babe? For the rest of your life? 'Cause I wanna be your future. And that's the family. 'Cause I ain't going nowhere. And you ain't going nowhere. So let's make it.
So this is the finished look. Let me lean in so that you guys can see. I did not say in the intro, I forgot to say this hair is 16 inches. This particular hair, looking at this site, only comes in 16 inches at this time, but 16 inches feels like a lot. Feels pretty long. If we're just doing a turnaround. Then turn to this side, turn to this side, and then of course you guys want to see the interior part, the parting space, or how I part my hair. I'm typically a left side part person, so I'm going to stick with that. This is the sides, this side again. Now, like I said, it's 16 inches. They do have several other colors. Wiget sent me this hair, but this is not a sponsored video, so they're not paying me for anything, nor would I change my opinion if they were. But let me talk a little bit about the install pros and cons. So I only used 4 of the packs almost. So this is, I didn't touch any of the 5th bundle, and then I used kind of half or maybe even a little bit more than half of the 4th. So I was nervous. I got this hair from Wiget last year in 2022. We're in October of 2023. They sent me this hair. You know, when they sent it to me, I kept dragging my feet trying it. My one fear was I don't want to try this hair and this not be enough. The folks at Wiget assured me, no, I promise you, 5 is enough. And I just was looking at the hair. It was just sitting there, and I was looking at it, and I said, it's not going to be enough. Like, y'all, I was like, my hair is too thick. It's not going to be enough. So I sat on it for, has it been a year? It's been over a year at this point? Yeah, it's been probably over a year at this point. And now that I've tried it, I feel so dumb because it was definitely enough. I know it looks like only a little bit, but then when you're actually installing it, it was like more than enough. So you wouldn't need to buy, I believe, 5 bundles, but still 4 bundles is 400 pounds. I converted pounds, of course, to US dollars. That's $489 for what I have in my head right now. I've made several upon several videos talking about human hair crochet, and I've said it. It's on the fairly expensive side, but it's human hair, and there's a lot more you can do with human hair than synthetic hair. So there are, you know, pros and cons. How much would I spend on a sew-in? How much would the bundles for that sew-in install cost? All of that factored in. In regards to this hair, when Wiget first sent me the hair again a year ago, they only had enough quantities of this. Now on the site, they have it in several other colors. They have it in a natural black and a natural brown color. But at the time, this was it. And I think it did change a bit. So it doesn't look 100% like it did originally. If you saw the kind of clip of how it looked originally, and it being human hair, it's supposed to be able to be colored. Another thing about this hair that I think I had concerns with, a thing about human hair is that it's soft. It's super soft. So they have to find unique ways to make it stay. You know, I tried the naked human hair and I was just not a fan of the knots in that hair. I just was not a fan of what that looked like. I think there was the elastic was too big. I like the fact that this is thin. This I actually don't mind. I just wish it was a bit shorter. I think you get the same impact if it was a bit shorter, because now in some places, I don't know if you're going to be able to see, some places you can see it hanging. So you have to be very unique with your concealing of it because it's too long. The braid is but so big. So once you knot it, you still are going to have some overlay of this. So I don't think it shows really much. So I think I did a good job of like covering. But if you are really up on me and really Inspector Gadgeting, I think you're gonna be able to see. Now I like the fact that it's not like a different color or it's too obvious, but I do think it could be like a bit shorter and you could get the exact same effect that you're trying to get. They're trying to get it so that you can knot this and it be easily knotted, because you can't easily knot this. You knot this is gonna come loose. It's gonna come loose. So you need an area where you can knot and it be good. I like this just a bit shorter, but overall the pros with it feels very soft. I love the feel of this. It's not thin at all. That's the other thing. I thought this hair was going to look very flat, and I like a fuller hair, and I just was looking at it. These 5 bundles are going to be flat to my face, not at all flat. You're not going to have any flatness. Very good density to these pieces. Install took a little bit longer than it normally does. Took me probably roughly about 2 hours. I had to just get used to that string. That string was just new to me. That was the only reason I think it took me longer than normal to install. I pulled the hair through once or twice. I didn't the invisible knot in the front. I don't think there's a reason to, because that thread is going to be there no matter what. So I don't think you need to invisible knot necessarily in the front, because again, with this hair, I don't think with that string it matters. That string is there and it is present. But overall, this has been my install of this hair, but it doesn't stop here. You guys know anytime I try a human hair, I bring you guys both a review video and a heat tools, because I'm going to test it out. It can't just be human hair and I'm not going to be able to curl it and do all this stuff to it. So I'll have a separate video trying it with heat, and then I'll have my review video after I'm done wearing it for a certain length of time. So if you want to be locked in and see both that review and that heating tools video, make sure that you're subscribed and have that notification bell so you're alerted as soon as that video comes up. As well as follow me on Instagram at Lia Lavon 89 to keep up with my shenanigans in real time. TikTok at Lia Lavon, which is a bit more real time, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.